President Joe Biden wasted no time making good on his central campaign promise, putting a stop to the Keystone XL Pipeline. And Republican lawmakers are fuming.
It's not just bad for America and Americans, it's bad for the world. Our neighbors to the north and the south depend upon these pipelines. Part of our contractual agreement is a completion of Keystone XL.
According to Representative Clay Higgins, if the opposition cares about environmental impact, pipelines are not the right target.
The safest, most efficient, most ecologically sound means by which to transport energy product is by pipeline.
The Trump administration fast-tracked dozens of pipeline projects all across America, and now we see more than 9,500 miles of pipelines currently under construction in the United States alone. But the Biden administration's open hostility toward the oil and gas industry means that companies like these are going to have to start thinking about whether or not it's worth it to continue. But one thing that won't change is the customers' demand for the energy these pipelines carry.
Pipelines are proven to be both the safest and most environmentally friendly way to move oil and natural gas. So by canceling pipelines, you're just forcing it to travel a different way.
And moving petroleum products by rail or truck results in as much as 6 times more pollution than moving it by pipeline. The Biden administration's canceling of oil and gas contracts on federal lands could mean just moving the damage elsewhere.
About 22% of our oil and gas produced domestically comes from federal lands and water. And so not only will this have a huge impact on American jobs, but it will simply move production overseas where it is produced at less stringent standards.
And those lost jobs won't be easily replaced. Neil Crabtree is a third-generation pipeliner.
Starting over in a different job, you're not starting off at the top. You go right to the bottom and you've got to learn it all over. We're talking about men and women who have mortgages. They've worked all their life to get to the point they are now. Starting over, you start off at the bottom.
American oil and gas workers make at least double what workers in the renewable industry make. And even the unions have said the oil and gas industry provides higher pay, better benefits, and more opportunities for advancement than the renewable industry.
A reasonable man would hope that our oil and gas industry and the millions of Americans that it employs, we would hope that the industry could survive the worst of times. What we would not expect is that those worst of times would be introduced by a newly inaugurated president of the United States.
For CBN News, I'm Chuck Holton.